So because we are fantastic Pathfinder players and we're so fast at killing everybody and dooming the city, really, you get to see us again.
In any percent, you're allowed to get the bad ending.
Right, yeah. Um, cool. So, Sam, thanks a lot for joining me.
So happy to be here.
Right. So we only have one mic. We'll have to pass this one back and forth so we can everybody in chat can hear us. And also thank you very much to the organizers for putting together this event. So, Sam, do you want to tell us some funny stories from your travels to Europe once again?
I was kind of worried you were going to say from your childhood there for a second.
Right. Speaking to the this. Yes.
I see. Well, on my plane to cross the ocean, there was a very scary Swiss man who started out by asking me many personal questions that I did not feel comfortable answering, and then immediately switching to demanding that I take seats that might belong to other people so that we would have seats of spare seats around us. Luckily that worked out, and no one came and yelled at me for being in their seat, and I didn't have to talk to him again. Although I did see him in the airport after we landed 4 times, and the fact that he kept showing up was freaking me out a little. I think that about covers it. I got off at the wrong bus stop and had to walk a little farther, and then Caddy was concerned about my health because it looked like I was dying when I got here. Next question, please.
So the quick fire round, or right. So I guess we can kind of shift to the next question a bit more towards the event or PoPRuns in general. Do you know which one's the first PoPRun you participated in? Do you remember? Because you weren't part of it from the start, right?
I may have missed 1 or 2. Yeah, I don't remember for sure. I think I was definitely in it by the 3rd one. Yeah,
I'm asking you. You should know.
Anything longer than a week ago is gone. I would have to do some fact checking and get back to you on that. I'm not legally allowed to answer this question.
That's fair. Yeah, because I remember then the first PoPRuns, actually the first run of PoPRuns 2016 was Forgotten Sands, but not by you, but by Fingers. And I think 2017-18 around that time was when you joined. So you're free to look up the old events if you want to. Please do, because it also kind of connects with my next question, which would be out of all the contributions to PoPRuns that you've been part of, were there some that you had, or what was the one you had the most fun putting together? It was a segmented run or participating in, or anything that comes to mind? Sorry, real quick, the couch is laughing all the time, and I really don't know whether it's because I'm the funniest person alive or whether it's something else, but please say. Right, yeah.
Specifically the most fun.
Or any fun. The least unfun.
2 things come to mind. Helping, it was basically just GMP's run, but helping GMP with the Warrior Within 100%, the first ever run of its kind, getting all the weapons and stuff, and editing that video together, and doing the coolest segment, which was the only segment that I did, but it was the coolest one, in my opinion. That was fantastic. And starting the yearly RPG tradition. Even though the first RPG, I'm pretty sure, was not one of the better ones, but it started a tradition. So I think those 2 are the ones that stand out.
Yeah, that was 2019 when we did it the first time, right? When it was held in Paris. I believe that was the first instance, and then
sounds correct.
Then ever since, like every year, there has been D&D session. Like, was it last year that Carl did it?
Yes.
Where the PoP1 map reveal thing?
Yes, when you put us all to shame in a way we'll never recover from.
Right, yes.
How does one sign out of Discord?
Oh, that's probably in the... Sorry if I made the... This?
Yes. Thank you.
Fantastic.
My personal messages are not displaying on the stream PC.
Oh, right, yeah. Right, so now for this marathon, well, aside from being part of the Pathfinder crew, you also have 2 contributions. Do you want to give us a glimpse into any of them, given there also have been some recent developments, but I'm sure you have many stories to tell.
One of them will be far better than you expected it to be, and one of them will be far more disappointing than you expected it to be.
Well, knowing everything there is to know about these contributions, I wonder which one is which. Like, which of these 2 did you assign which of the values?
I leave that for the audience.
Right. Actually, something I don't know whether I actually asked you about it, but so it was you who approached me about the 2-player 1 controller thing, I believe. So basically,
I think it was the opposite.
I don't know. It's
Because-
no.
I
No. Okay, feel free to please defend yourself.
I think I pitched 2-player 1 controller for TFS Wii, and you jokingly replied, maybe Arabian Nights. And I was like, wait, are you serious? And you were like, well, I can be.
Yeah. Okay. Now that you say that, it sounds familiar. But then I'm right in the fact that you brought up the 2-player 1 controller idea in the first place.
Yes.
So looking back, do you think it will be later today what you figured it would be when you first brought up this idea? Interpret this question as you will, honestly.
Yes. Next question.
It was my mistake as an interviewer. Never ask yes/no questions. Right. So there will be, for those unaware, that's what the question aimed at. There will be a 2-player 1 controller run of Arabian Nights. So not the very funny Arabian Nights, but the funny, like still funny Prince of Persia Arabian Nights, the 3D port for Dreamcast, which I'm sure we'll talk about it during the run. So I won't have to spoil any recent developments. And then also there'll be the segmented run tomorrow, I believe, of the Forgotten Sands, which is bro. The names have been adjusted already. You can't. I guess that works. Okay. So this is not the first. This is not the first segmented run you've created or been a part of. So you've done TFS segmented runs before. Have you been part of anything else? I don't think you've been part of the SOT Zipless one. Question mark?
Ladies and gentlemen, I've been forcibly moved against my will.
This is a war now between the US and France. It has officially broken out.
As I said moments ago, GMP and I did work on the segmented Warrior Within run.
Yeah, but that's more than 5 seconds ago. And as you said, that's outside of the conscious time frame.
Yes. I believe that's it. Math and I briefly did planning work for a 2K All Seeds segmented run, but never made it out of the planning stage, unfortunately. I would love to go back to that someday, though it would probably take the rest of our lives to finish.
Right, and then at some point there was also the idea, which I'm glad never got anywhere, with the TFSW segmented run. It's just nothing anybody should subject themselves to ever.
I believe I considered doing that for this year's event, yes.
Right, but then you came to your senses and chose a reasonable game instead.
A reasonable game, like 2-player 1 controller Arabian Nights, yes.
Reasonable thing like the TFS, the updated TFS segmented run that you'll be shown off tomorrow. Which I've also heard the game did a lot of funny things, little funny business over here. You want to spoil anything or leave it at tune in tomorrow?
Stay tuned.
Cool. If Orga agrees, we could go back to an intermission screen, or I could just be ignored and sit here for a bit longer. Any spontaneous couch interviews?
Sounds good to me now.
Yeah, sounds good. The ignored part, he agreed on that. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to intermission, and next up is more video gaming. Quick video gaming. Let's go.